On February 8th, the nominations were announced for the 94th Academy Awards. Here is my reaction. So in the coming days and weeks, I'm going to make some prediction videos for the Academy Awards. Before I get to those, I just wanted to make a video reacting to the nominations that came out earlier this week. So The Power of the Dog leads the pack with 12 nominations. Then Dune got 10 nominations. After that, we get West Side Story and Belfast, which both got 7 nominations. I, of course, was disappointed by a few omissions, but overall I was very happy with this list of nominations. Some big surprises that I was very thrilled to see. What I was proudest of the most was that I predicted that both Kristen Stewart and Penelope Cruz would get in. That was something I wasn't seeing very much. I would see some people predicting just Penelope Cruz or just Kristen Stewart. Even though I didn't get all 5 correct, I did predict that Lady Gaga would get in and that Jessica Chastain would miss. So that got flipped on Oscar morning. But what a shocker that was. Lady Gaga gets in for Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, SAG, and at BAFTA. She's like the only person who got in at BAFTA who had also been nominated at these other awards. And then for her to not get in at the Oscar, that is just mind-blowing to me. Also, that the 5 nominees for actress at BAFTA are completely different from the 5 nominees for actress at the Oscars. I mean, how often does that happen, right? Like, that just was wild to me. I couldn't believe that. So I was really happy to see Penelope Cruz and Kristen Stewart get in. I was a huge fan of Andrew Garfield's performance in Tick, Tick, Boom. Andrew Garfield missed at BAFTA, so I was getting nervous. I was like, is he not going to make it in for Oscar? I was feeling like there wasn't a whole lot of enthusiasm for the movie Tick, Tick, Boom, even though I loved it. I was just like, please let Garfield get in. He's the show. He's amazing in that movie. Was very happy to see him get in. Of the omissions that come to mind, I was saddest to see Passing get 0 Oscar nominations. I watched that movie a few weeks ago and it just dazzled me. I thought that was a great film. Ruth Negga has shown up in pretty much every major award ceremony for supporting actress. So I was like, well, even if Passing doesn't get in for director or picture, or if Tessa Thompson doesn't get in, I was feeling like Ruth Negga was fairly safe in supporting actress. I thought that was going to happen. So when her name wasn't called, I was like, what? Like that was my first big emotional outburst when I noticed that Ruth Negga's name didn't show up for supporting actress. I was really sad about that. Supporting actress, so many people in the days leading up to the Oscars, so many people on Twitter were saying, oh, this is the easiest one to predict. These are the 5. And that was not the case at all. Jessie Buckley got in. That was not expected. And then Judi Dench got in for supporting actress over Katrina Balfe, which was, it in some ways was mind-blowing because Katrina Balfe has been nominated everywhere. But also, Judi Dench is so beloved in the Academy. She gets nominated every few years for something. And I was always kind of scratching my head. I'm like, why is Judi Dench not getting nominated in any of these award shows? Because they love her. She's won before. She's been nominated multiple times. So in some ways that didn't surprise me that much, but I was also mad at myself for not predicting it beforehand. In terms of my predictions, the one I did best was Best Director. That's the only major category where I got 5 for 5. Many were shocked that I was able to do that, since most people were predicting that Denis Villeneuve would get in for Dune. I just was never feeling that. I don't know why. I was thinking because it's the first of 2 or maybe more movies that it would get in for picture, maybe adapted screenplay, but I wasn't feeling director for him. I know he'd only been nominated once before for Arrival. It could have happened, but my money was on Steven Spielberg making it in, and Drive My Car getting in for director. I just didn't see where there was room for Denis Villeneuve. I felt like Kenneth Branagh had a good shot. Jane Campion, of course, was getting in. And then there was Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza. I thought, well, maybe he'll just get screenplay and then the movie will get picture. But I just feel like there's so much love for Licorice Pizza, and he's a figure that's nominated all the time. I thought, no, he's going to get in for director. So I got 4 out of 5 for actor, 4 out of 5 for actress. I got 8 out of 10 for picture when I was predicting. I thought that Tick, Tick, Boom and The Lost Daughter would get in for picture, and they didn't. The ones that did were Drive My Car, and the big shocker in picture I thought was Nightmare Alley. I have not had a sense that Nightmare Alley had a lot of enthusiasm. I was not feeling Cate Blanchett. I didn't think that Bradley Cooper would get in for actor or Del Toro for director, so I wasn't even thinking about Nightmare Alley maybe getting into picture. That was a surprise. A very cool surprise, for sure. I feel kind of bad about Ridley Scott. I mean, the man made 2 huge end-of-the-year, awards-buzzy movies with big stars, big ensembles. The Last Duel, 2.5 hours long, historical epic, House of Gucci, a big Thanksgiving release that did very well. And the fact that he had these 2 movies and the only nomination was makeup and hairstyling for House of Gucci. Like, that was it. That's kind of mind-blowing to me. If you had told anyone 6 months ago that of the 2 Ridley Scott end-of-the-year movies, the only nomination would be for makeup and hairstyling, that's just crazy to me. Let me run through the categories and just give you my reactions to these. I mean, besides those 2 I missed for picture, this category has been pretty well locked up. I mean, we all predicted Belfast, Coda, Dune, King Richard, The Power of the Dog, West Side Story. I feel like because West Side Story didn't do very well at the box office, and it did miss here and there at the precursors, I was nervous that West Side Story might miss for director, maybe even picture. It didn't get in for adapted screenplay, but I was very relieved to see. It's a great film. I was very happy to see it get in for picture and director. And of course, Ariana DeBose for supporting actress. So that was great. Drive My Car really overperformed. Like, I thought that would get in for director, maybe in the screenplay category, but like getting in for picture is pretty fantastic. I did not expect that to happen. And then, of course, as I said, Nightmare Alley. I need to watch it. I guess I have to watch it now. I have not seen it yet, but it has just dropped on HBO Max. So I'm going to take a look at Nightmare Alley. Best director, as I said, the one who missed that many thought would get in was Denis Villeneuve. I think he's probably the 6th choice here. Might have been a matter of just a few votes. I don't know. But I'm really happy with that director category. Very pleased that that was the one major category. I correctly predicted 5 out of 5 in my previous video, so that was very cool. Best actor, I got 4 out of 5. I thought DiCaprio would get in for Don't Look Up, which did get a Best Picture nomination, which I predicted in my video. I just felt like he's been nominated so much that he is in many ways the centerpiece of Don't Look Up, that if the movie was going to get one acting nomination, I thought DiCaprio might get it, but they ended up giving that one to Javier Bardem for Being the Ricardos, which I read earlier. Very cool that we have 2 real-life couples nominated in the acting categories. We have Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz, and then we have Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons. So Bardem got in, Cumberbatch, Garfield, Smith, and Washington. I felt like there was some doubt about Washington, like he might not make it. People don't love The Tragedy of Macbeth enough, but Washington always gets in, trust me. Like, don't count out Washington. So that's a great category. Best Actress, again, shocking to see Lady Gaga not there. Jessica Chastain, I predicted would miss, and The Eyes of Tammy Faye didn't do very well otherwise outside of this major category. But I did watch the movie recently. It's a very big, flashy performance. It does not surprise me that Chastain got in. I love her as an actress. Even though I predicted that she would miss, I'm very happy to see her here. It has been a long time since her last nomination for Zero Dark 30, almost a decade, so that's really cool. Olivia Colman is phenomenal in The Lost Daughter. Very happy to see that. Nicole Kidman, I guess, will be our front runner for a while. We'll see what happens at SAG for Being the Ricardos. And then I was just so thrilled to see both Penelope Cruz and Kristen Stewart get in for Best Actress. 2 actresses I predicted would make it in my Oscar nominations prediction video. Very cool. There was so much doubt about Kristen Stewart, but I felt it in my heart when they got to the 4th nominee and there was that pause. I smiled. I said the last nominee alphabetically is going to be Kristen Stewart, and it was. It was very cool to see that. Very exciting. The supporting actor category went pretty much as planned. I mean, I guess you could say the 2 surprises were Jesse Plemons and J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons, that's to me kind of a lazy nomination. I feel like there could have been a better one there. But I'm going to the end. I'm going to be predicting Troy Kotsur for Coda. I really, really hope he takes this category. I just think he is phenomenal in that movie. I hope Troy Kotsur wins SAG and the Oscar, as I'll talk about down the road. Best Supporting Actress started the nominations telecast, and I was like, my eyes were big. I was like, what is happening? We got Jessie Buckley. We got Judi Dench instead of Katrina Balfe. I was like, what is happening? But yeah, so it comes down to, again, Kirsten Dunst for Power of the Dog and Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. I think we'll see what happens at SAG. I still think DeBose is the front runner in that category. We shall see what happens. Screenplay, I didn't predict these so well. I wasn't sure if Drive My Car or The Worst Person in the World would make it in for Screenplay. In adapted screenplay, I was surprised to see West Side Story omitted there. I feel like the name Tony Kushner was enough to get him in, so I was kind of surprised to see him left off. I thought he did an amazing job with West Side Story, but you can't dismiss these nominations. Coda, Drive My Car, Dune, The Lost Daughter, Power of the Dog, great nominees there. One of the biggest surprises of the morning, I thought, was The Worst Person in the World getting in for original screenplay. That was a real big shock and a fantastic one. I have not seen that movie yet, but I'm hearing amazing things, and I'm excited to see it very soon. Belfast, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza. Paul Thomas Anderson, another really surprising stat, and one that makes me think he might finally win, is that he's been now nominated for 11 Academy Awards, going all the way back to Boogie Nights in 1998. His nomination for Boogie Nights in early 98 for screenplay. He's never won before. Licorice Pizza people love. Many are putting it #1 on their top 10 of 2021 lists. I feel like the only competition here will be Kenneth Branagh for Belfast. I feel like that could win too. Branagh has never won an Academy Award before, so those will be the two duking it out for screenplay. I'm really, really hoping Paul Thomas Anderson, one of my all-time favorites, will finally win his Oscar. Animated feature, no big surprises there. One of my 5 favorite films of 2021 is Luca, and I was just happy to see that get in. I don't think it's going to win. I think Encanto probably will take that one, but I was very excited to see Luca. Production design, costume design, cinematography, excellent choices all around. There is not a nominee in these categories I believe should not be there. Cruella had to get in for costume design. I mean, say what you want about that movie. Like, the costume designs in Cruella are spectacular, so that was a great nomination too. One of my favorite nominations was actually in editing. I was really surprised and elated to see Tick Tick Boom get in for editing. I feel like editing often goes to Best Picture nominees and some of the big contenders. And so I thought the editing in that film was particularly excellent. So I was very happy to see Tick Tick Boom get in for editing. Makeup and hairstyling, poor House of Gucci, that's its only nomination, which is crazy. It's crazy to think that Cruella got more Oscar nominations than House of Gucci. I don't think anyone would have predicted that a few weeks ago. Sound, we've got No Time to Die. Power of the Dog got in for sound. I mean, I think if there's one major takeaway with these nominations, it's that what film is going to beat The Power of the Dog? It overperformed in every way. And I'm thinking, like, right now, it's taking picture, director, screenplay, probably cinematography. I mean, I think right now Power of the Dog is our front runner. I'll be curious to see these next few weeks. Does another movie pull ahead? Can Belfast pull ahead of Power of the Dog? Or one of these other films? I'm not sure. For Power of the Dog to get into sound, it's a very quiet film. That shows that people really love that movie. And I'm wondering if anything can stop Power of the Dog from getting picture and director at this point. Visual effects, there was talk. I kept reading about it. There was talk that Spider-Man No Way Home might make it in for picture. All it got was visual effects. So there you go. So that didn't go very far, but the movie's made a couple billion or whatever. They'll be fine. Great nominations for score and song. Parallel Mothers got in for score. That was very cool. I love the score for Dune. I was very happy to see that get in for score. I'm not that familiar with the songs. I have to listen to them. When I look at documentary feature, the title that pops out at me is Flea, because Flea is also nominated in international feature and in animated feature. How many movies have been nominated for all three? Animated, documentary, and international in the same ceremony? That was pretty shocking and unexpected. So I gotta check out this movie Flea from Denmark. So yeah, that's my reaction. Those are my thoughts on the nominations. I will have a lot more to say in the videos to come over the next few weeks. Again, I am going to be releasing videos every few days, predicting most of the categories for the upcoming Academy Awards ceremony. And I am excited to continue this Oscar journey with you. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this week's Oscar nominations. Were you happy with the picks? Were you disappointed? And what do you think has the best chance in winning at the major categories? We'll find out on March 27th. See you next time.